Hey, what is going on, you guys? AK-40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven, and I've been playing Halo 3 on stream at Twitch TV as well as Facebook Gaming, and I've gotten plenty of time behind, well, it used to be the sticks because I played it on Xbox back in the day, but now it's behind the mouse, on the mouse, in the mouse, around the mouse, on the keys. I'm not really sure the reference for being on PC now. I'm very new to being a PC player myself. I've only been on PC for about a year and a half now, but that's primarily what I play. Grew up a console player, so of course I had played Halo 3, and it was actually one of my favorites as far as story was concerned, as well as multiplayer, the maps and whatnot. Just a great game overall. So how does the PC version stack up? Well, honestly, from a reminiscing standpoint and just reliving the memories, it feels really good. Then you also have the adjustment of PC, which isn't necessarily a whole lot. You can adjust field of view, and you can obviously adjust, in-game mouse sensitivity and keybinds and stuff like that, but you don't have a lot of graphical adjustment. You can adjust, there's only 3 settings really. Classic, a low performance mode if you have a really janky old shitty PC, and then enhanced, which I had set on. So you can't really adjust like textures and shaders and stuff like that. Which I don't really think matters too much anyway, because Halo 3 got the least graphical bump out of all the games in the Master Chief Collection. It was the same way on the console version of MCC, and it's the same thing on the PC, because Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 got a huge, bump because they were older games, and then Halo 3 kind of got neglected a little bit, and then like 4 and 5 were, newer titles that were on the Xbox One, not the 360, so they were automatically just prettier because they were natively, originally prettier games. So Halo 3 is kind of like the ugly duckling of the Master Chief Collection. So graphically, the game is not very pretty. It hasn't aged well at all, and like PC could have done a much better job of utilizing the power of a PC to at least give you more adjustment for like textures and shadows and, resolution and stuff like that. So I mean, it didn't really look very good. I mentioned that on stream, so that's unfortunate. But what did really shine would be the soundtrack. I absolutely love the soundtrack to all the Halo games, and this is no different. I felt like the soundtrack got me pumped up on stream. I actually, I feel like it really added to whatever situation I was in, added to the ambiance, and that was really good. Story-wise, it's the exact same story as Halo 3. I'm not really going to get into the story here because I'm going to make a separate video going over the entire Halo storyline in chronological order from Reach, Combat Evolved, 2, 3, Halo Wars, which I never played because they're RTS or real-time strategy, which is not really one of my favorite genres to play. But I'm going to go over like the entire Halo story in preparation for Halo Infinite, which I will be streaming directly off the Xbox Series X when that comes out. So honestly, the story, if you liked it before, you're going to like it now. They haven't changed anything or added any missions or anything like that, which I think they should have done with the PC version of Master Chief Collection. Each game should have had an additional about 30 minutes to hour long additional DLC campaign just tacked on. I think that would have been really cool. As for the multiplayer, it's really kick-ass. They have all the old school maps, and there are 2 different variations of playing. You can play a classic mode, which still has like the old school key combination or button combinations you could hit to do special abilities and stuff like that. And then they have like a newer mode that's a little bit more optimized for, the little bit more modern experience. I'll probably also do a video about the multiplayer, just like a separate review on that. This is primarily the campaign review. The weapons all felt really good. The sound design was better than Reach, which I hate, like the sound design of the weapons in Reach. I think they're really muffled and they just sound really tinny and hollow. But like the thunderous boom of the battle rifle and stuff like that sounded really good. The fact you can dual wield in this one is really cool. And gameplay, I mean, honestly, being able to play this with a mouse now was the most rewarding experience, because it's a completely different experience having on, I played it before very casually, sitting on a couch with a controller. Now I'm sitting right in front of a monitor with a headset on where I can hear everything, and I've got a mouse, and, instead of 1 inch of aiming sensitivity with a controller, I have about 6 to 8 inches with the way I play with my DPI and everything, and it felt really good. It did. It felt really good, felt really fluid. It took a little bit of a learning curve. The first, probably 20 minutes on stream, I was getting my ass handed to me, but then I was popping headshots like a cameraman, so That's good. Now, speaking of getting my ass handed to me, I don't remember Legendary mode being nearly as hard. I spent about 30-40 minutes playing through the campaign in Legendary, and I was getting just railed out, absolutely. I don't know if they bumped up the difficulty or what, but enemy AI seemed a lot more aggressive, and like some of the enemies with like the brute shot and stuff like that would one-tap you, even with a full shield, so that was crazy. Yeah, Legendary seemed really, really hard. Story's good. Cover the graphics, the audio design. So as far as in-game or replayability, I think there's actually quite a bit, because once you play the game in normal, you can unlock additional trophies and skulls through doing, you know, hard and then legendary, not to mention there are, like I said, a really good multiplayer suite with basically two completely different ways of playing the online. They brought back all the maps, including the DLC maps, and the Master Chief Collection in general. The way multiplayer is handled is you can do playlists where it'll literally bounce around from like Halo Combat Evolved maps, Halo 4 maps, Reach maps, and there's also like specialized campaign playlists where you can do like all the vehicle missions from each game, or all the final boss fights from each game, or all the, you know, all the Arbiter missions from all the Halos. It's really cool. It's like a really neat little playlist. It's kind of a special Spec Ops mode where you can do basically just really cool compilations of all the games together, which I thought was really cool. So all in all, I think they could have done a better job bumping up the graphics and utilizing the power of the PC, but just the fact that you can run with a mouse and you can run at whatever your monitor's at. So I had VSync on, which is for my monitor 144 hertz, pretty good. I don't think I was getting that consistently. I think I went down to like the 110, 120 range in some of the more crazy scenes, but it's still a lot better than the 28 or 30 frames that I had played the original on the 360 or whatever it was. So honestly, it was a really good game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing through it, and you know, I gotta say it's probably one of my least favorite titles on the Master Chief Collection, especially for PC, because like I said, they look like almost brand new games on like Halo 2 and stuff like that. But you know, honestly, the story's good, and there's some really good map design when you're trying to take different routes to flank enemies, especially if you are on Legendary mode and you need to take cover and get in really nice little cheeky spots to not get killed. So yeah, it was good. Overall, I say it's really good. And here's the thing. The Master Chief Collection's on sale right now. I think it was either Humble Bundle or Steam or Kinguin. Those are the three places that I buy games for cheaper than retail. I'll have links to all those in the description below. Kinguin gets you keys to like new AAA titles. Humble Bundle is usually older titles. They do sell new stuff, but it's full retail, so you can get a subscription service, or you can get a like older games. Like I just got Titanfall for like $7. You know, I think it was actually Humble Bundle that had the Halo on there for like $30 and you're getting like 5 or 6 Halo games with all the multiplayer, all the DLC. So that's a pretty good deal. I'll have a link to like all the places that I get games in the description for you guys. And yeah, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, if I had to give it like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 7. So above average. It's not like groundbreaking because, well, there's no more ground to be broken. It's an older game, but it was fun to be able to play it with the field of view, higher frame rate, mouse and keyboard. It was nice. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Soundtrack's still an absolute banger, and it sounds like it's been remastered a little bit. The volume was a little higher. It was a little more clear, better dynamic range. That might just be, it might be the same soundtrack, but now I'm playing with headphones, so I can actually hear everything a little bit better. But I enjoyed it, and I think you probably will too. If you liked playing it before, the new experience of being on a PC, it's definitely rewarding. And the fact that you can get all the games for $30. They're being released incrementally, so it came out with Reach, and then, you know, they did 1 and 2, now 3's out. So it seems like every few months they're dropping a new title for the collection, and eventually it's going to be the whole MCC. So, pretty sweet. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Peace.